Hello, my good sir. What will you be having today?
Yes. I think I'll have the Wiener Schnitzel, please.
Right away, sir.
Thank you. Very nice. Seems to be taking quite a while.
Your Walther pistol, sir.
I ordered Wiener Schnitzel.
Ah, yes, but don't forget the cream.
Hello everybody and welcome to a Triple J Armory video. Today we're going to be doing a Walther PDP review, the Performance Duty Pistol. I'm Mitch, this is Colin. Full disclosure, we were both sent these Walther pistols. We have here a full size and a compact version, but not to do a review. It was for a totally separate purpose. We just wanted to do a review because it's fun. So what even is the Walther PDP? Well, it's Walther's flagship pistol right now, and it comes in at a really affordable price point, and it's kind of slept on. I think this pistol is way better than a lot of people think it is, and so we wanted to go over some of those talking points today. The compact version of this pistol has a 4-inch barrel, it's chambered in 9mm, and it has a 15-round magazine. The full-size version is a 4.5-inch barrel, and it has an 18-round magazine, also chambered in 9mm. So, pretty popular platform. Obviously 9mm is one of the most popular rounds out there, and a lot of people are looking at a 9mm striker fired pistol, so this is a pretty cool option. Colin, take us through this gun really quick, because there's some cool stuff on it that you would only find on some like much more expensive pistols.
So yeah, first thing I'll start with, we'll start up top here. One of the things I really like about this guy is the slide itself. The serrations are extremely deep, so it's easy to get your hand in there, which is super nice.
And they're soft.
They are soft. It doesn't cut your hand up, which is awesome.
Somehow these look like tank treads, but you get your hand in there and it doesn't destroy your hand.
And rather than doing like a bunch of really small serrations, they did 3 big ones on the front and rear.
The sights, though, I don't really like the sights. The sights are kind of weak. The cool thing about the sights is that you can put Glock sights on there, so if they're Glock compatible, you can replace these irons with something better. I like irons, so I will definitely be replacing these, but the ones that come on it are kind of small. They're kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I would agree. They're not the best ones in the world. I mean, they'll do, especially out of the box, but yeah, it's just, you know, white dots. It's kind of like Glock sights. They're not the greatest. I don't prefer them,
but it's optics cut.
That is true. Every single PDP is optics cut, which is perfect. At this point, you know, in this day and age, every pistol should be optics cut. Red dots, in my opinion, are the future, and I love using red dots on pistols. It is much more enjoyable.
Yeah, they put like pretty good effort into making that optics cut sit really deep on the slide, especially since the slide is kind of tall. So it's got that higher up, height over bore.
Yep.
And
even with the adapter plate, it still doesn't sit very high, especially if you got some irons to co-witness through that red dot, you'd be perfectly fine.
And that helps it come right up to your eye too, doesn't it?
The handle is another big thing that I really like. So the ergonomics of it, not only does it feel your hand really well, but the grip angle itself, when you bring this gun up, and just so y'all know, we are safe, we're unloaded. But when you come up with this gun, it seems to just fall right into my eye line. I don't have to move my wrist around. I don't have to really try very hard to figure out like where this thing is going. Every gun is a little different with that grip angle, so sometimes you got to figure out, where exactly that needs to come up. But this one, it almost does it naturally. So one of the things I really, really like about it.
Yeah, the grip is another huge pro for this handgun. Ergonomically, it's great. Fits around pretty much everybody we've talked to's hand pretty well. And the thing I really love about it most that might also get kind of ignored on some reviews is the magazine release button. It's very positive feeling. When you press that button, you really feel that click. You know that magazine's coming out. The magazines come out real easy because they're all metal, and that also helps it click in nice and easy as well. So very, very responsive. I love how it feels putting the magazine in and taking the magazine out. It's just effortless. The magazines come flying out of here.
Yeah, it's got great feedback on it. Extremely tactile. So
the stippling on the grip as well is awesome. I love it. I like the Epcot ball pattern on there. But I really think I can get a good grip on this in almost any condition. And I think it feels great out of the box. You don't. You put tape all over it.
Well, okay. So, I do really like the stippling. I love aggressive stippling, and I think this guy out of the box, they did a fantastic job with that. Most pistols, in my opinion, they don't go aggressive enough on the stippling. But again, that's just a personal thing. Really, the only reason I put tape on here is just because it was a little bit more comfortable. I like to play around with things. I like to experiment. So typically, I've never run tape on any of my handgun grips, but I threw it on here, tried it out, and I seem to enjoy it. It honestly helps me keep my grip just a little bit more. But yeah, there wasn't really any rhyme or reason to it. It's more so just a why not. I would say, kind of moving away from the grip here for a second, one thing along the slide here, this is one part that I would like to see more on, this handgun, maybe in the future generations, and on a lot of handguns just in general, is I would love there to be some sort of like a gas pedal or a ledge or some stippling here, just because it's very, very smooth here. So with my, thumb's forward grip, easy for my thumb to slide around. I typically like to try to use this thumb, especially to mitigate recoil. Having it on both sides would be nice too. It's obviously something I could do myself. I could do my own stippling, but if they were to put a little bit more of a ledge here, I think that would be super beneficial. As well as on the trigger guard, having a little indent right here for your finger to lay into. Again, it's just one of those things that it helps to mitigate the recoil. It helps to get back right onto your sights. A lot of really high-end handguns will have features like that, so I feel like that's something, again, it's polymer, you could do it yourself, but if they could start doing that from the factory, that'd be pretty sweet.
Speaking of expensive firearms, for this price point, the trigger that comes on this gun makes you feel like a pro.
Yeah, the trigger is almost unmatched in my opinion, especially like we said in this price point. One of the best out of the box triggers.
Yeah, I suck with handguns. I have hardly any time with handguns, and I feel like I can hit all kinds of targets at any distance with this thing. So, and it's striker fired. I've always liked hammer fired triggers more. They're just smoother to me. This feels like a hammer fired trigger. So it's all the benefits of a striker fired handgun, but with a really nice trigger. So that's really nice. Moving on from the trigger, we know we love the trigger. The slide release on this gun is sort of a love-hate thing. I wouldn't change it for anything, but I find that while I'm shooting it, it takes up so much of the grip of the gun that my thumb it's hard for it to get away from that slide release. And so while shooting, I often am resting my thumb right on it, and when I run empty, the slide does not lock back because I'm already depressing the slide release. So that's kind of a practice issue, a me issue. I could just not have my thumb there and train a little bit more with the pistol, but it is hard to avoid. It's easier on this gun to run into that problem than a lot of others that I've shot. So the cool thing about the slide release, though, is that it is so long and it is so easy to depress that you never really get hung up on it when it does lock the slide back. So your reloads feel really nice and fast when you're pressing that slide release. And it's also ambidextrous, which is nice, along with the mag release. You can swap the mag release to the other side. So that's a huge pro for it, I think. It's just something to be aware of.
Yeah, 100%.
And train with.
I've done it a few times too. I came from Glocks, so typically I would use the slide release a lot of the time. I rarely ever did the whole slingshot thing on this guy, just the way my grip is. A lot of times, you know, I'll run out of ammo and the slide does not lock back because I'm already holding it down. So that's just one of those things that I had to kind of relearn and just go back to using the slingshot, you know, grabbing it onto the optic here or grabbing onto the slide serrations up front and just giving it a quick rack back. Just something you have to get used to, something that you have to realize, you know, is this a habit that I have? Is it something that I can mitigate by adjusting my grip? You know, again, training. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah, even though there's like a potential for human error there, I still wouldn't change that part of the gun because
No.
I like it.
The leverage on it is super nice.
Yeah. Rounding all that up, this is a pretty impressive package for the price point, right? Not everything's perfect, but even the things that aren't perfect, they give you plenty of opportunities to change those things to make this gun more to your liking. Like the fact that the irons are Glock compatible. There's a huge cut in here for optics, and the grip is adjustable with different back straps, and then you've got this rail up here to put whatever attachment you want on the front. So
yeah, absolutely. You know, I think, again, there's no perfect handgun out there, at least in my opinion, but they get pretty close with this one. I'm pretty amazed at how much they've fit into this with its cost.
And reliable.
It is. It's extremely reliable. I've actually pretty much only used steel case on here because again, steel is cheaper than brass right now. But I don't think I think I had one hang up to where it was just shell casing that got caught, so I just had to do a quick rack and we were good to go again. So I think they're doing really good things with this guy, and I'm actually really excited to see what the future generations of this guy looks like.
Yeah, we're gonna keep a close eye on those. Really quick, Colin, we need to thank the sponsor of this video, Triple J Armory, a retail store and indoor range located in Littleton, Colorado.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good training courses here. We've got all sorts of different rentals, machine gun rentals. We're a one-stop shop for everything. So come down and see us. We actually work here too. So.
Oh, that's right.
All right, well, that wraps this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you can, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. It really helps us. I know everybody says it, but seriously, it helps us. Let us know your thoughts on the Walther PDP, if you tried one, if you own one, what your thoughts are so far. Also, if you have any questions about this that we didn't really address, like I said, this is kind of a learning process. So, you know, as we have more time with this platform, we'll have, you know, more opinions and more things to bring to light. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Do you guys like chicken nuggets?